up to Freedom Equipment Rentals, turn number 3. That's the 12. J. Michael Kelly, Graham Trucking. We got Jimmy Shane. Boy, that boat just is looking extremely fast on the water, heading into turn number 3. Jimmy Shane in the home street, the 6. Jimmy Shane comes into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. And hello to our Buffalo Brothers friends up there, the best boat racing fans on the circuit. So JMK is going to slow down as he comes across the Bosch Thermador start-finish line. Jimmy Shane is backing off the throttle a bit, too. I know it's early to be claiming lanes. On the outside, here comes Eccles, bright orange boat across the start-finish and onto the front stretch, and he'll lead the other drivers into Agri-Service turn number 1.
I wonder if we'll see the 7 cut here, because he's the one that's kind of hanging back right now behind the 3 other boats. And I see him cut across here.
I think it's a little early. He could, but I'm not sure what it would do because we're just now inside 3 minutes.
Well, he was looking.
He was looking, and, you know, as we always say, if you've got a real good maneuver to get lane 1, I'm not sure you want to use it in heat 1A. You may want to save that one for 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. This should be a very good heat on paper.
But he actually, I think he also saw that the 12 was too far along, that even if he had cut at that point, he was not going to beat the 12 back across. So he couldn't have claimed lane 1 anyway, so he thought the discretion was the better part of valor.
And just to mention to our fans, we're talking about cutting the race course, and that is a legal maneuver. You can cut from the back stretch to the front stretch at the west end of the race course. You can cut the course from the front stretch to the back stretch at the bottom end of the race course down toward the Blue Bridge.
So the boat's up at the top end of the course now, heading into the Freedom Equipment Rentals, turn number 3. You can see Graham
2 minutes.
Trucking
2
on
minutes.
the inside with J. Michael Kelly, red boat. Then looks like lane number 2 is going to be Shane right now. On the outside, Eccles in the bright orange 440 bucket list. Then you've got Henderson back there in the 7. Boitano Holmes alongside the 11 with Jamie Nielsen. Reliable Diamond Tool presents J&D Hydraulics. So right now it's JMK in lane number 1 heading across the start-finish line down to the front stretch. Eccles is going to pull even with him. What's your time, Brad?
Well, right now it's 1:27, and I have an unofficial timing mark that says you do not want to be at this entrance buoy at 1:30. It's right now 1:20, so I think they're in pretty good shape. I don't expect anybody to move from right here, and if it stays this way, it's going to be Kelly in 1, Shane in 2. We'll see where, and there he goes.
He's cutting the course.
There he goes. I didn't think he was going to do it, but Bert said, I'm going to jump to the backstretch and get into lane 1. Watch the red boat coming over, Kevin.
Yeah, they're trying to get up there, and I don't know. The overlap could be an issue. It looks like he just made it.
He got there. He got plenty of time. That time he knew. He took the back front stretch a little bit faster, I believe, and knew at that point he could cut across, and he does look like he has claimed lane 1, which moves Kelly out to 2, Shane out to 3, Eccles will be out in 4, and I believe Nilsson will be out in 5, who he's going to have to back off here so he can make sure he's not too early with that 5 after the clock that he needs to run.
30 seconds, Mike.
30 seconds to the start of Heat 1A, presented by CO Energy on News Radio 610 KONA, 610KONA.com, and all along the shoreline here of Columbia Park on the PA system. Glad you're along for the ride. This should be a dandy. So Henderson in lane number 1, Shane in lane number 2. Now check that. It's going to be J. Michael Kelly in lane number 2. Now we see Shane in lane number 3, Eccles in 4, and on the outside, it'll be Nielsen in the 11.
2, 1.
It's a clean start, and it's going to be Jimmy Shane that's going to take the lead away from J. Michael Kelly coming down the front stretch. Looks like he's not really hitting it too hard just yet. They're staying deck to deck down the front stretch.
Let's get this HAPO Columbia Cup started. Shane down here first with a couple of out lengths, but he's on lane 3, Kevin.
And Kelly's going to beat him out of the turn, hopping a little bit. But now we get to the backstretch where speed will be Shane's weapon, and he has a lot of it.
Bert Henderson lost a lot of boat speed heading through Agri-Service turn 1 into Tire Factory turn number 2, and he is not a factor right now. It's a 2-boat race. Jimmy Shane on the outside, J. Michael Kelly on the inside, and the Graham Trucking. So it's Home Street on the outside and Graham Trucking on the inside. Bert Henderson's trying to reel him back in, but he's got a long way to go. And Dustin Eccles might have a chance, actually, to get Henderson coming into turn number 3. Our Freedom Equipment Rentals, turn number 3. Exit pin at turn number 4 from Buffalo Brothers. It's Jimmy Shane. And Shane, I just feel like he's holding back. He's really not pressing that hard right now as he comes across for lap number 1 at the start-finish line. J. Michael Kelly is just inside the rooster tail. He's going to fall almost a rooster tail behind as they head to turn number 1.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Shane with about 3/4 of a rooster tail flying the boat coming down here. Remember, fans, we're running a Gold Cup format here, so we got 4-lap preliminary heats. This is lap number 2, Kevin.
Kelly bouncing out of the water, having to back off a little bit, so Shane's going to have a rooster tail lead as they head down to the backstretch. Kelly trying to reel him in on the inside. Here comes Henderson at a tire factory turn 2. Nielsen trying to reel it. He's bouncing through some rollers as he's trying to catch Eccles for 4th.
Yeah, and watch that 5th place boat. Jamie Nielsen may have a chance to catch Eccles just when we thought Eccles might have that opportunity to get up and get into 3rd place and beat Henderson down that front stretch. Top end of the course. On the outside, Jimmy Shane in the home street with the lead. But a really nice turn this time for J. Michael Kelly, but he's going to be about a half a rooster tail behind at the exit pin of Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. Coming over the Bosch Thermador applied start-finish line. It's nearly a rooster tail lead now for Jimmy Shane after the completion of lap number 2. Ooh, big waves up in the top end of the course. Boat's getting loose. Looked like Nielsen is going to go off plane, and he lost power, and he may have gone through the wake of Eccles, or it could have been Henderson's wake. It was really rough.
Kevin.
It is rough out there right now. The boats are bouncing around. Shane, though, looking really strong, keeping that rooster tail lead over Kelly as they head down the backstretch.
J. Michael Kelly, he's inside the rooster tail, but that speed by Jimmy Shane on the outside. He's got the momentum right now in a really smooth-looking ride. 3rd place is Henderson. 4th place is Eccles. Again, Nielsen dead in the water in Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. Shouldn't be a factor. He tried to edge out towards the shoreline. Top end of the course. Inside the rooster tail now, it's J. Michael Kelly and the Graham Trucking and the 12 on the inside. On the outside, Shane in the home street, 6 off the exit pin of Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, and coming across the start-finish line here for Bosch Thermador Appliances. White flag is out, and it's a half a rooster tail lead now for Jimmy Shane coming down the front stretch in the home street.
Boy, and he's flying. A lot of air underneath it, but he's got a left side mirror that is full of red and black and silver. JMK is not going away, Kevin.
He is not, but he can't get within that rooster tail. So the good news for Kelly is he's able to keep this rooster tail leg. The bad news is he's not able to eat into it as Shane takes the lead down the backstretch.
Jimmy Shane with a full rooster tail lead now coming up the backstretch. Final lap, Heat 1A, brought to you by Con-El Oil, CO Energy. Up the backstretch, it's just over a rooster tail lead, and J. Michael Kelly's really going to have to nail this corner, and something's going to happen. If something were to happen to Jimmy Shane, he may not have the opportunity, but still, you've got the whole front stretch to the Bosch Thermador Appliance start-finish line that Jimmy Shane could pull away again. It is a close race, about a half a rooster tail lead now for Jimmy Shane in the home street. The 6 is going to take the checkered flag.
Eccles nearly caught a rollover here and went out.
He sure did. Boy, he dropped that right sponson in a hole, and how he did not spin it out, I do not know.
It was great boat control, able to get under power and get back on it. So he'll end up finishing 4th with the 7 finishing in 3rd, and Bert Henderson.
Yeah, 2nd place, J. Michael Kelly. The 1st place will go to Jimmy Shane in the home street. 3rd place, Bert Henderson. And Dustin Eccles will hold on for 4th place, but there was some wild racing out there. It was unbelievable. CO Energy bringing you Heat 1A. So back at the pits, we'll have an opportunity to hear from our drivers. Now, the good news is the 11, J&D, is back up on plane. So it must have, it wasn't apparently any type of mechanical issue, but instead traveling through the wake of one of the boats in front and to the side that caused him to cut power. Jamie Nielsen cut power and drifted out off the course to stay out of the way in Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, and heads down the front stretch right now aside the bright orange boat of Dustin Eccles, Bucket List Racing. And wind didn't appear to be any kind of factor, and I don't know about you, Kevin Rounce, in Tire Factory turn number 2, but it sure seemed like Jimmy Shane had more to offer.
He might have been holding it back because the season he's had, he's usually getting out to that rooster tail and starting to extend that lead through the boats, through the heat. But this time it was really just that rooster tail there. So that either tells you something about Jimmy Shane holding back slightly, Or that tells you something that JMK may have found some speed there. And the 12, in with that lane 1 eventually that he was able to claim, could give the 6 a run for their money this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the lap readout, and the fastest lap, it looks like, was lap number 3 by the 12 at 150.318 miles per hour.
That's a pretty good lap.
It's not a bad competition lap.
That's not a bad competition lap at all. I can tell you the 4-lap record here in the Tri-Cities. 4-lap heat record's 154. So he's close. Yeah, that